YouTube? Welcome back for another What If Wednesday with me, your host, the Arab Cowboy. So today, we're gonna start off our What If Wednesday with a story. The story begins during World War II, actually, and it's kind of important to me. I need to tell you this story so I can tell you that story. It's kind of important to me because during World War II, as we all know, the Nazi Party took control politically and forcefully of Germany, as well as many other countries. And there was a huge massacre of many people. And I happened to be in one of the groups, or I happened to be a person who is associated with one of the persecuted groups. I'm not going to tell you which group it was, because that would be cheating. Just know that it wasn't just Jewish people who were murdered. So during that terrible time, these people would be put into prisons or work camps, concentration camps, if you will. And in the concentration camps, they were starved, they were beaten, they were treated inhumanely, and they were murdered. Many people were murdered. It's really sad. So I tell you this story to tell you this. I tell you that story to tell you this story. I don't know if it's true, but it's a story I heard, and I figure it would be a good idea to use it for What If Wednesday. And the story goes like this. The Nazis being Germans have a predisposition to having order. It's kind of a cultural thing. Good for them. But unfortunately, or maybe rather fortunately, I don't know, that went towards everything, including their concentration camps. Their concentration camps, even the prisoners had to be orderly, and that went down to their government mandated clothing. And their government mandated clothing included a hat. Maybe a beret of some sort. I'm not exactly sure what kind of hat, but it's a hat. And you had to have everything every night. You would go out to work in a forced labor camp, and then you'd have to be at your bunks at a certain time, and then you had to have everything in place. And if you didn't have everything in place, they would take you and they would execute you in this particular camp and in this particular story. So what would you do if you found that your cap had been stolen? Your hat. And you know it was stolen, you didn't lose it. You know you had it. But all you know is you got bumped, and now someone has your hat. You're not exactly sure who, but someone who had lost their hat, their hat, now has yours. And that means come inspection time, you're the one who's going to be marched out to be executed. You don't know who has your hat. You can't know who has your hat. The question is, what would you do? Now, I was asked this question, and I figured that my options were two things. I could either steal someone else's hat, you know, do unto others that has been done unto me, or I could tell the SS officer my hat was stolen just now and I don't know who did it. Now, for me, my answer would be I would tell the SS officer. Because if I stole the hat, that would mean that it's me who is directly responsible for someone else's murder. And you know how people commit suicide via cop? This would be kind of the same thing, except it'd be murder via Nazi SS officer. And I don't know if I can live with myself using a Nazi as a proxy for killing someone. I mean, and besides, you're in a concentration camp, you know, the hope for those in concentration camps was bleak. You know, let's not beat around the bush. Survival rate wasn't very high. But I'm gonna go ahead and say that I'd rather take the fall than be responsible for someone else's murder. I just would rather do that. Well, that's what I think about today's What If Wednesday. Sorry it was so stinking morbid. I just thought it was interesting. It's something like you really wanna dig into intellectually wise. If you like the What If Wednesdays, please like, especially this one. Comment in the section below. Tell me about your response to that. What would you do? You know, and why? Why would you do that? And then also, if you liked more of these, please subscribe to my channel. I'm very appreciative if you subscribe. And you folks, have a lovely, lovely day.